This is it then, the start of the Scottish National Trail. So I've just left Kirk Yetholm about a kilometre ago and 864 kilometres to go. Well, 863 I suppose, 863 to go. So Scottish National Trail, so it starts here in Kirk Yetholm, right on the Scottish border. And then I've got a couple of days following the St Cuthbert's trail that will take me up to Melrose. Then from Melrose it's on the from Melrose it's on the Southern Uplands Way for about a day before I then cut up through the Pentlands up to Edinburgh. From Edinburgh it's along the canals and then cutting off to Mulgai, just north of Glasgow. And then from Mulgai I've got a day on the West Highland Way to get to Drimmen. And then from Drimmen I'm cutting back across sort of north east, roughly following the Rob Roy Way until I get to Pitlochry. Then from Pitlochry it heads over through the Cairngorms, over two big passes until I get to Fort Augustus, which is by Loch Ness. And then from there, Fort Augustus, I go south a bit, and then it's the highlight of the trip, alright, where I'll pick up the Cape Wrath Trail, and that'll get me up to Cape Wrath. So what I'm not doing is I'm not going to really put myself under any time pressures. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this in a certain number of days. I'm really going to kind of, well, do it as I want really, how I feel on each day. I want to enjoy it, so no time pressures. And what a lovely start this is. I'm looking forward to this first section up to Edinburgh really, because it's not a section of the country that I know at all. So nice rolling countryside, and yeah, out in the open. And what I'm going to try and do on this trail is actually stick to the actual trail as it's outlined. Well, it's outlined by Cameron McNeish, but also in the Walk Islands website. So I'm going to try to stick to that as much as possible and not vary from that. On the first real ascent then, so going up Wide Open Hill. Got to say the first part has been really lovely, just a peace. Well, as I say that now, there's a farmer there with his great tractor going down the valley, but yeah, the peace has been lovely. There's very little wind today, so you can hear just about everything. So I'm doing Julie's doing the first 6 days with me. So she's going to come to Edinburgh with me. And then I'm on my own. Until right at the very end when my friend Toby, I think, is going to come and join me as well. This is the top of Wide Open Hill. And what an aptly named hill is. This is, if I can say it right, an aptly named hill. Very wide open. So that's looking back down to Kirk Yetholm, where we started. And yeah, it's a good little viewpoint this. All the way around. Teviot's looking a bit black. Looks like there might be a rain shower coming over us. Or about to come over us. Now I've got to be honest, we have just stopped at St Cuthbert's coffee shop to have a sneaky tea. But now we're back on the road again and heading through Morebattle. So that's charged us up for the afternoon. Charged up on tea. At the moment we've got lots of roads, more roads and more roads, but we're reaching Cessford Castle, so I think we can get in to see the castle. Maybe through this gate. Oh no, there's a gate just up this track. Let's go investigate. I think the sign's seen better days, but what it is telling us is that the castle was a stronghold for the Kerr family, right, and was built around 1450, and its walls were up to 4 metres thick, had a garrison of 60 soldiers. So yeah, I can imagine it in its prime, fighting off the English. I have to say those walls are pretty impressive. Made out of some good old sandstone blocks, them. We're thankfully back on a track off the road, and with a nice view back here to Castle and wide open hill behind. It's kind of feeling once we turned over this point, we're kind of moving away from the start. Roads have given way to woodland tracks, and this is lovely. It's like walking on a carpet. It's still nice and cool as well. Well, we've stopped for tea. We've found a nice little spot here down by this burn. You should probably hear tinkering away. And it's 5 o'clock. We had quite a late start today. I say quite a late start, a bit of a late start because we didn't leave Kirk Yetholm till 10:30. So pasta is cooking. So I think we're probably going to cook here, and then when we've had our tea, walk a little bit further. How was pasta, Judith?
Absolutely outstanding.
Outstanding, there we are. You heard it from the horse's mouth, outstanding. Right, cracking little tea spot. So we're fed, and we're going to go and carry on for maybe, I don't know, another hour or so, and see if we can find a decent pitch for the night. Right, I've been walking on this river path, I don't know, for about 20 minutes, and we are just going to plonk ourselves down on this little bit of grass here. So I think this will do for the night. So we're all pitched up. The tent of choice for this trip was a Lanshan 2. So we'll see what it gets on. Bit difficult to stealth camp though, isn't it, when it's bright yellow? I mean, look at that, like a Belisha beacon. In fact, you can probably see it from space. There's probably some NASA astronaut now at the International Space Station looking down and saying, oh, look at that, somebody's camping where they shouldn't be. I don't think we shouldn't be anyway, just down by the river. But it's a lovely evening, so we're going to just have a bit of chill time. It's quite late, it's about 8 o'clock, so we're going to have a bit of chill time. Maybe, I don't know, another brew. Might even listen to a bit of music. There we go. What could be better after a nice day's walk? Being sat outside your tent in the evening. I won't say in the evening sunshine because it's not sunny, but in the calm of the evening. There we go, calm of the evening. Have a nice cuppa before I go to bed. Lovely. A bit of a cloudy, misty picture this morning from the tent. We've just had breakfast. Kind of feeling okay after the first day. So we're going to get packed up, ready to go. Woohoo! What's happened today? We're walking to St Boswell's, then towards Melrose, but we're kind of hoping that there's going to be a cafe open at Hairstains for a morning brew, morning cup of tea. Sounds good. So forecast due to clear up later, so yeah, bring it on, let's go. Look at this. This is harsh. I mean, come on mate. That's not playing fair, is it, that? I mean, that's my drinking cup. Hey? So it's a bit of a murky old start this morning, quite damp, a lot of dew on the ground, so a bit wet. I'll need to try and get the tent out, dried out if we get a bit of sunshine later on, which is promised. But anyway, we're on our way, so first stop is Hairstones, which is like a visitor centre. And we've got a nice little walk here to start off with, by the river. So it should be a nice, gentle start. Well, I'll tell you what, it's got some proper suspension on it, this bridge. I feel like Indiana Jones. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, look at this. What's going on here? It's really tempting when Judith's coming down here to make this bridge go wobble. That'd be unkind. As Judith has just said, this makes you realise how many spiders there are in the world. That line with them there have put a lot of work in. Now another little treat on the way, wild raspberries. Yummy, yummy. Absolutely delicious. Well, after a nice section through woodland, we are on the Roman road. And you can see it there stretching out straight in front. Straight as a die. So we're on this for quite a few K now. The weather's quite nice actually, although it's misty. And it's that kind of bit of dampness to the air. It's nice for walking in, nice and cool. Another St Cuthbert's church. Do you think all the churches on the St Cuthbert's trail, Judith, are called St Cuthbert?
Undoubtedly.
Right, let me be honest with you. The last couple of hours have not been the most exciting. A bit like a McVitie's rich tea. All right for the only thing that's left in the house, but you know you'd much rather be having a chocolate hobnob. But anyway, things now have got more interesting again because we are by the Tweed. What a marvellous river it is. We've decided our lunch spot today is going to be by St Boswell's Golf Club. It's all very nice. We don't feel like you've got to talk very quiet. Don't disturb them. Anyway, the socks are out drying, look at them. Hey? Drying in the slight breeze that we've got. Special treat for lunch. Jam sandwiches. It's like being a kid again when you went on your school trip. Stopped for a sneaky ice cream in St Boswell's. We were up for a cup of tea, but they were nowhere open. Seems like Mondays they're closing there, but anyway, back on trail and heading back down, I think, to the River Tweed again for a little bit. So it's a last view of the Tweed before we're then heading off to the Eildon Hills, which you can just see one of them on the horizon. We couldn't resist Karen's Tea Room at Newton St Boswell's. It was just too good to pass. So a glorious cup of tea in the sunshine for us hardened backpackers. Living the life, I tell you. I'm marching along. Got the Eildon Hills there. That's where we're going to head up in about an hour's time. Hour or so, we'll be on the call there. Just a bit of road walking till we get there. So we're just passing here through Bowden. Got to say, there are worse places to live than this. Absolutely lovely village. Just on the final ascent then, to the sort of call between the Eildon Hills. Whew, tell you what, temperature's been turned up a notch. Not that I'm complaining, never complain about the sunshine in Scotland. Okay, I'm never going to do that. I've had too many rainy days. But today is a bit St Boswell this morning was very average, but since then really enjoyed it. I think a lot of the trails through the forest and the woodland, absolutely lovely. And then I think we're going to be rewarded here with a great view from the top. Probably looking back over the last couple of days that we've done as well. Okay, 25.3 kilometres done today, and we are going to camp here for the night. So we're on the sort of col between the Eildon Hills, and you could probably just about make Melrose out there down in the valley below. Obviously if we drop down to Melrose, it's another 2k down there. There's not going to be any wild places to wild camp down there, so we're going to stop here for the night. So I suppose one of the challenges for doing this part of the Scottish National Trail is actually working out if you are going to wild camp, where you are going to wild camp. Because it's not like sort of being in the Highlands where you've got lots and lots of options. I think you've got to kind of think it out a bit more carefully here. So kind of look at the map, work out where potential sites are, and also water supply as well, because you haven't got anything like as ready a water supply again if you're in the Highlands. So for example, today now before we came up this col, we made sure we'd got everything, all water containers full of water. We filtered a bit of water from a stream at the bottom. So again, it's just making sure that we've planned out things like our where we're going to get our water from. So the tent's up and dried out. Not a bad view. Looking over to Melrose behind, and then straight behind the tent are the hills that we're going to be heading for tomorrow. So after Melrose, pick up the Southern Uplands Way. That's tomorrow's route in front. But for now, just a bit of chilling time in the sunshine. So I've just had a little excursion from our camp spot up to the top of this middle hill, which I think is the highest of the three. Well, you can tell from here it's the highest of the three actually. So looking back here over to the Teviot and the route that we've done over the last couple of days. It's a great viewpoint. And you can tell that because you can see these hills from sort of miles around. They kind of stand out. But yeah, lovely evening. So I can just make out the tent here, nestling down in the coll. So gonna head down there now, have a nice brew before bed.